credit card debt is a notorious problem that continues to afflict millions of people for many years. While it can be stressful and tricky, it is not impossible to overcome. Here are the 5 best tips on how to beat credit card debt fast. Number 5. Do not use a credit card. Don't get a credit card if you know you do not have the discipline to handle it. Even without a credit card, there are other options for obtaining credit, such as making on-time payments on your regular bills like rental payments or paying off a car loan. Another option you can consider is to apply for a joint credit card with a trusted person and let them handle the credit card. Number 4. Pay for your purchases in full. Do not make purchases you cannot afford on your credit card in the hopes of paying them off later. This is meaningless since you will wind up paying significantly more for the product in the end. Employ your credit card only to establish credit. Spend only on items that are within your budget and make sure to pay them off in full as early as possible. If you cannot handle a purchase, set aside money in your savings account every payday until you have enough to pay for it in full. Number 3. Apply for a card with a strict limit and a lower interest rate. If your main purpose is to just use a credit card for emergency situations, look for one with a limited credit limit and a lower interest rate. Most of the time, your bank may offer you a credit card through its company. A credit limit between $300 to $500 is an excellent place to start. That should be a decent amount to cover for an emergency. A more crucial thing to look for than the credit limit would be the interest rate. Might as well not get a credit card at all if the interest rate is high even with a tighter credit limit. Number 2. Only buy things you can actually afford. When you're paying off a credit card debt, only resort to making the minimum payment if that is absolutely all you can afford. Make it a habit to pay as much as you can each time so that you will be able to eliminate your debt as quickly as possible. Making minimum payments often only pays for the interest and not much of the principal balance, so it is considered pointless. You may be paying the minimum payment for 100 years, and if it doesn't even touch your principal, your debt will just keep on haunting you. You may need to do some sacrifices in order to set aside enough money to get rid of your debt. If you can manage packing your home-cooked food to work instead of doing takeouts, or taking the public transport instead of a taxi, so that you can have some spare cash to pay for your credit card debt, you'll definitely thank yourself in the end. It's more desirable to live well below your means than to have your financial health knocked down by crippling credit card debts. Consider every workable solution. Downgrade your phone plan. Pick up some part-time job, or avoid discount stores that lure you into impulse spending. Allow no more than 5 months for your credit card balance to accumulate, and don't even wait that long if you can avoid it altogether. Before getting into number 1, kindly hit the like button if you're getting any value from this video. With that said, here is number 1. Pay off that credit card debt. This is the portion where most people's attention will be drawn. Nowadays, getting out of credit card debt is one highly valued achievement. Fortunately, there are a variety of options for getting out of this debt. Paying it off as quickly as possible is a proven and reliable strategy that always works. To help you further in this, here are some tried and tested methods you can apply. Method number 1. Find areas you can do some cutbacks. If all you can afford is making the minimum payment in your credit card debt, look at making some lifestyle changes until your debt is paid off. Cancel subscription plans you don't need and only keep what is really important to you. You can also choose to downgrade your internet service and phone plan to have the most value for your money. Go for store brand products rather than higher-end brands. They are usually cheaper, but the quality is, if not almost, just the same. You will be able to save a few dollars that will accumulate through time and save you a ton on your groceries. Get into the habit of drinking water. Sweetened drinks and sodas may quench your thirst for a bit, but they will cost you way more than plain drinking water. Not only will you be able to save a few bucks from drinking water, you will also save yourself from the health risks associated with the high sugar content of these artificial drinks. Lower your utility bills. During summer, use the fan instead of air condition. During winter, use blankets instead of heaters. Air conditions and heaters can spike up your utility bills fast. Method number 2. The debt snowball method. One effective way to get rid of your credit card debt is to tackle the smaller bills first. This is called the debt snowball method. If you have a $500 and another $1,000 credit card debts to pay off, get rid of the $500 first and work your way up to the largest debt. The primary benefit of this method is that it builds up motivation. This is because you will see quicker results by getting rid of the smaller balances in a shorter period of time, rather than prioritizing the larger debt that will take you longer to pay off. This will encourage you to commit to your debt payment strategy until all your debts are paid off. Method number 3. The debt avalanche method. The debt avalanche method, on the other hand, prioritizes paying off the debts with the highest interest rate first. Once the highest interest debt is fully paid, you tackle the next higher one and work your way down to the lowest until all your debts are all settled. Let's say your highest interest obligation is a credit card debt with an annual percentage rate of 18%. You prioritize that debt while still paying minimum monthly dues on your other debt balances. And the money left over from your budget will be allocated to this debt. When this 18% rate credit card debt is eliminated, you then proceed to the obligation with the next highest interest rate, and so on. In the end, tackling the debts with the highest interest rates first will essentially mean you will be paying lesser overall. While the avalanche technique will save you more money in the end, your debt may take longer time to pay off, especially if the principal is huge. For some people, this might be frustrating and they might lose hope eventually. That is why some people may prefer the snowball method more, as it provides them a sense of satisfaction by getting rid of smaller bills faster. Make sure to check out the next video, as you will surely get a ton of value from it. Thanks, and see you again.